It's a lesson, not a life sentence. We all make mistakes, but we don't have to stay in that place. You are worth transforming your life and releasing past trauma and trapped trauma that have held you back, that have created limiting beliefs. Can you imagine yourself in 10 years' time still doing the same shit that you're doing, the same struggle? Do you want to live with the way you have your life now for another 10 years? Welcome to Krystal Rowe Impact, a space dedicated to empowering you to be the change that your bloodline has been waiting for. Join me and together, let's inspire change. Welcome back to the Krystal Rowe Impact Podcast, and today we're going to talk about patience and healing. Now, change doesn't happen overnight, and you have to be realistic. Healing is really an ongoing process. It's the long game. It's not instant. It's not going, oh yeah, that happened, I forgive it, or that happened and I'm good. It's really, really a process. And when you understand that it is a journey of transformation and a journey of healing and a journey of discovering who you truly are, that it really doesn't happen just like that. You have to put in the work. What you put in, you get out. So the more deeper you go, the more you unfold, the more you find, the more layers you begin to peel back. And that takes patience. It takes commitment. It takes intentional choices to choose every day to keep pushing forward. To becoming the better version of yourself isn't waking up and going, yay, I feel great today, and yay, this is like amazing. It's actually progress. It's progress that it is really life-changing. When I think of all the times that I have wanted something and I haven't been patient for it and I give up, I kind of look back now and think if I had stuck to that then, imagine what I could have created or achieved or have right now. It's like trying to save for something. You want to save for a brand new car, but you keep taking little bits and pieces and you're not being patient or diligent with your saving, you're never going to achieve your goal. And it's the same with healing and self-discovery. It's the same with business. If you are not patient, you will not get to your end goal. I want to ask you a question. If you think back 10, 20 years ago, where you were at, what you were doing, and you reflect on now, have you created the life that you dreamt you would be living? Are you doing the things that you wish you would be doing back then now? Can you imagine yourself in 10 years' time still doing the same shit that you're doing, the same struggle, if you're struggling, the same mindset that you have? Do you want to live with the way you have your life now for another 10 years? And if not, then head over to Heritage Impact because there are some amazing programs that we have on offer that will actually transform not only your life, but your children's and the generations to come. Practicing patience through the process of change is actually really challenging. For example, you go and have a meditation down at the beach, or you watch the sunrise and you're just feeling great and you're feeling alive and you're feeling ready and you're pumped to take action for the day. And then you walk in the house and everything's chaos because the kids are crazy and you're just like, ah, what happened? Like, why? And then your peace just goes out the window. Now, that's happened a few times for me, and it's just like, damn. And then you can start feeling all of these ways that you used to respond or react come up, but you can catch yourself. But if you don't, you've got to keep practicing. It doesn't mean if you nut off and you lose your patience or you lose control or you respond the way you used to respond, or you gamble or you drink or you do something that your old self used to do, it doesn't mean that you have to conform back to that way. It just means that you have to be patient with yourself and understand, have some grace, have some compassion. Because if that was your friend that was trying to better their lives and they told you, oh, I stuffed up or I slipped up, would you prosecute them? Would you judge them? Would you tell them, that's it, you're stuffed? Don't bother changing, don't bother trying? Or would you be like, you know what, that's okay. Try again tomorrow. And that's the beautiful thing about life and journey. We're in the driver's seat. We can control it. You can either drive yourself in the direction of growth. You either park up on the side or you turn around and go back the way that you've always been. But it's your choice. It's really up to you. I'm going to tell you now that you're worth it. You're worth the time and the energy to take a journey of self-discovery. You are worth transforming your life and releasing past trauma and trapped trauma that have held you back and that have created limiting beliefs. You are worth fighting for. You just have to be patient for the end result. You just have to be patient for the person that you are becoming and then allow that to come up. Allow your true, authentic self to show the world. Just don't be too rushed. Don't be pressured. Don't put a time on when you have to show up the way that you think is healed, the way that you think transformation should look like. We're all on this journey together. There's no winners. There's no losers. There's no end red ribbon. Like, it's a journey. It's however you want it to be. But take your time, get to know yourself, and forgive yourself when you stuff up. It's a lesson, not a life sentence. We all make mistakes, but we don't have to stay in that place. You can choose, and I suggest you choose you. So I want to leave you with this thought. I want you to take your age and reflect back on a lifetime of behaviors, a lifetime of coping mechanisms, a lifetime of responses, reactions, moments that have created you to become the way that you are. And when you want to heal and transform and become a better version of yourself, sometimes we slip up because you've lived your whole life, say 20, 30, 60, 70 years of being a certain way. For example, if you're an alcoholic and you have lived, say, 40 years drinking to cope with what goes on in your mind, and then one day you say, that's it, I'm done. And you go off in the world and you carry on, you go to work. And say the next day you have a really busy day and you're stressed out and you come home and the first thing that you would normally do is have a beer. And so as a default setting, you have a beer. Does that mean that you have failed? No. To some people, maybe. But in the reality and in your journey, you have a choice. You have a choice to try again the next day. And that's the beautiful thing about our journey, is that we can revert back to the person that we want to become. Our default setting might pop up all the time. You just have to switch it down. You just have to say no. That's where your patience comes in, and learning and understanding who you want to become isn't going to happen overnight. You might have a whole lifetime. Like I said, you could be addicted to drugs or alcohol or gambling for 20, 30, 40 years. That's not going to change overnight. But if you actively and intentionally choose to change that, it will change. You just have to be patient and remember that you are worth it. So if you like that podcast, or if you have any other ideas about what we can talk about, drop them in the comments below. Make sure you leave us a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Follow us on all social media platforms. Head over to Heritage Impact as well if you want to check out the programs, and I'll see you on the next episode.